Right, so here we go. Now that I've got this 500 amp carbon pile tester, we're obviously not going to be needing anywhere near its maximum. I've already calibrated it. That would have been the first video for this one. I then did a test with a failed battery. Now I thought for a new battery, well let's go straight to the Toyota Yaris, shall we? You know, this is one of the new ones that I got. Let's just lift that up. There we go. 264. Obviously we can't get that accurate with either machine really. So let's just do a test. There we go, 265. Let's see what this throws out. Should obviously, there you go, 276. So it's 100% good battery. So it should be, it's a new battery. So I'm just going to go on to starter as well, and then that's going to pick up the lowest voltage effectively. So we're just going to use that to record what I might miss with this fella. So we need to go to about what, so 265. Oh god, here we go. I didn't think I have to do maths. So 265, be about 120ish, give or take, something like that. Let's just go for, yeah, let's just go for 120. Let's be kind. So 120. Yeah, 240. So yeah, about 120, give or take. Let's slowly start to wind this fellow up. Oh, there we go, about 120. I'm just going to hold it for a little bit longer there, and we're just going to back it all the way off. Now I'm just going to do a quick print with this. Now you do have the argument of, you know, the Yaris being a hybrid, doesn't have to do cranking amps, but it's still a wet lead acid battery. So there we go. So voltage, we got a tick. We went to 10.09 volts. So it is literally 0 degrees in here. So yeah, that's done all right. So I'm just going to pause the video and we're going to swap over to, let's say, the Lexus. Right, so we've now swapped over to the Lexus LBX battery. There we go, 240. Yep, don't ask me why it's lower, but has the same amp hour rating than the one fitted to the Yaris. So first again, what we're going to do, we're just going to do a quick test. I've already set it to the digits, and we've got 250. So there you go, it's a new battery, it's passed the test. A little bit low on the voltage, but it has been literally sat in the workshop now since the last video, to be honest, and it's not been on any charge. So let's use the starter. But 240, so that makes it a little easier again. We can go to 120, which was pretty much where we were before, and we're going to record the lowest voltage. Let's see what this one does. Here we go, about 120. Let's unscrew that all the way. Let's do another little print. So let's go find the one I did for the Yaris. I did scribble it down somewhere. So that's the Yaris, and that's the Lexus. I mean, it still passes, but obviously the Yaris technically has a slightly higher cranking amps than the Lexus LBX. Yeah, I was a bit longer on the Yaris, so the Yaris actually had a slightly harder test to do, time-wise, but they're still pretty much passing the test. So let's move along to the Volkswagen version, see what that does. Let's do a little pause. Okay, so there we go, we're all set up with the Volkswagen battery, and again we're just going to show a little test. So it's a 300 amp, it's only 1 amp hour difference, and we're showing it 368, 12.63 volts. So let's do the starter, and we're going to go up to 150 amps, so that's half of the CCA rating. Let's get that. There we go. There's the beep. Give it a little bit longer. And we'll waz that right down. Right, let's get the other two. So obviously one on the left is the Volkswagen, so 11.67, 10.15. The Toyota Yaris, pretty much bang on exactly the same time. So we're looking at 0.06 of a volt difference, but we are doing we are drawing more amps from that battery. So like I say, they've all passed tests. I think what we'll do is I'll let that settle for a sec, and we'll test this at the 120 mark, and just to see what the difference is there. So like I say, these are all new batteries, so we do expect them to pass effectively. It wouldn't be very good if they were failing, would it? So let's let that cool down for a minute, and I'll redo the test on that without putting any charge in it, and we'll see what we get. Right, so let's put 120 onto this one. There we go, going up. There we go. I'm just going to wait for that little beep. Give it a little bit, and then turn it right down. So let's do a little print off on that. So let's dig out the right ones that we need here. So they're the two Volkswagen. That was the Lexus. Just let me try and find what I've done with the Yaris one. It seems to have rolled away from me somewhere. Or was this it over here? There we go. Alright, so that's the Yaris. That's obviously not that one. Let's get rid of that. Let's not have too much on the screen at once. So both the Yaris and the Lexus had the same 120 amp draw. You can see that the Yaris battery actually had a longer current draw. I still recorded a better voltage, and this one is the Volkswagen under the same current draw. We're about a second out, but you know, 10.46, 10.09. So although they are passing tests, obviously the Volkswagen, it's got more oomph in it. Under the same conditions, it's got an easier life. It's going to last longer than what Toyota and Lexus are effectively fitting to their new vehicles. We do have one more battery that I'm going to shove on, and you'll see that in a minute. Right, here we go. Last Toyota sized battery. This one is actually an AGM, and it's a 380. And this is actually off a Ford Mustang Mach-E. This is a second-hand battery. This was on the car for about 3 years, I think. It did pass the test, but the guy who had the Mustang wanted a bigger battery effectively, so he ended up sticking in a AGM 012 battery, which is the biggest you can fit on those. So let's run a little test on this one. So we are AGM, we're going to stick that, and we're going to go 380. Let's see what this second hand one's putting out. 427. Okay, so like I said, there's absolutely sweet FA wrong with that battery. So let's do a starter test. So we are what, 380. So obviously what's half of 380? So we could obviously just look up here actually. So we're looking at one something or other. So, oh god, neighbour's dog going off on one. Come on people, tell me what's half of 380? My brain's not working here. So 150, 380, about 180 is it? Give or take 190? Yeah, it's 190 in it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we're gonna go, yeah, it's 190. It's 190. Let's go up to 190. It's gonna be about there, give or take. Give it a little bit longer on the counter, and we're gonna drop that right down. Let's do a print. Apologies for the long video. I didn't expect it to go this long, but what we've done, four different batteries, and I do have to let this cool down a little bit each time. So that one, 12.59 volts on its highest, on its recommended test. So again, it is a more powerful battery. So there is your Yaris. That is, whoop, this is your Yaris right here. I've just scribbled Yaris down there. Yaris Cross, 10.09. We had 9.89 on the Lexus LBX, although it probably would have got a bit lower if I kept it on for a bit longer. And we have 10.59 on the Ford Mustang Mach-E. So again, let's do the Mustang under the same test conditions as these two. I'm just going to do the starter test again. I'm not even going to really let this cool down. We're just going to go up to 120. There we go, up to about 120. Let's wait for the beep. There we go. Let's do another little print. Started to smell now, that's getting really hot. So Yaris, let's get them up here. Yaris, 10.09 volts. Again, it's still passing a test. They are new batteries. Lexus LBX 9.89, and obviously we have 11.04 on the Mustang AGM battery. And what did I do with the other one? Let's see if I can find it. I've got test printouts absolutely everywhere around here. Yeah, and that was the Volkswagen battery. So that was under the same 120 amp draw. 10.15, 10.09, 10.89, and 11.4. So obviously the winner, which is blatantly obvious, is the most powerful battery. 380 cold cranking amps versus a 300 cold cranking amps. So there's 0.9 of a volt give or take difference there. And obviously we're looking at 1.05 volts on the Yaris, and obviously quite a big difference on the Toyota Lexus LBX. Again, they're all passing battery tests, but you can just see the difference under these normal testing procedures, which one's running the best. So like I say, these batteries I've not been able to find anywhere other than Ford that are selling them, and I don't know how much they cost. So if anybody asks where you get them from, I give Ford Parts Plus a ring in your local area. I would imagine they'd be able to get a hold of one. I can't imagine that they're going to be very cheap though, so it's probably not realistic. If you really wanted to stick one in, you could do. But yeah, there we go. There's just a couple of underload tests regarding the various batteries. Obviously Lexus, Toyota, Volkswagen and Ford. This is obviously different. It's an AGM battery. The others were not AGM. This is the only AGM, so it's obviously, you know, not fair on the others really. It's more powerful rated and it's AGM. So, but we thought we'd throw it in there just for, you know, just for the fun of it really. So there we go. Hope that those numbers, just you know, seeing the voltage drop, make people see the difference between effectively just different manufacturers, because the Toyota is a Yuasa battery. The Lexus is a Yuasa battery. The Toyota is a MOL battery. The Volkswagen is a Varta battery. And this, I have not got a clue, but there is a little QR code just at the bottom down there. I did scan it and it takes me to some Chinese website, which makes no sense at all because it doesn't even translate into English. So yeah, that's obviously made in China somewhere, even though it says Detroit on it. God knows where that gets made. But yeah, there we go. That is one long video. So hope there's some useful info there for you.